Hi Aries, and welcome to your May 2024 horoscope. There are a couple of main themes for you during the month of May. Let's get into the first one. The first theme has to do with the lovely planet Pluto. As you may remember, Pluto entered Aquarius at the beginning of this year. And for you, Pluto entered your 11th house. Just because of the time required in this horoscope, I won't get too much into Pluto in the 11th house, but I can direct you to a live video that I did at the beginning of January, talking about Pluto through all of the 12 houses. But just touching base on this quickly for the sake of this horoscope, Pluto in your 11th house has been facing you with some power struggles in the groups that you belong to, whether religious, community, maybe the places where you volunteer, maybe your network that you have built up through your career. And Pluto is also bringing up this theme where it's asking you to be a leader in the groups that you belong in. And there might be some, feelings from your end associated with that, like fear, for example. But the reason this theme is coming up again in the month of May is because Pluto goes retrograde. On May 2nd, when Pluto goes retrograde, you might find yourself reflecting back on all of the things that have happened since January. And you might be thinking whether they were the right actions to take and whether you could have done something differently. May 3rd is also another important date for this theme because Mars sextiles Pluto. Later in the month, on May 20th, the theme comes up again because Mars conjuncts the North Node. And you might be thinking, okay, on the 20th, nothing is happening with Pluto. So why is the same theme coming up again? This is because in evolutionary astrology, Pluto and the North Node are connected. When we move in the direction that Pluto wants us to go in, when we face the fears that Pluto brings with it, we are actually stepping towards our North Node. We're stepping towards our soul's evolution. And that's why on the 20th, when Mars conjuncts the North Node, some of these Plutonian lessons and themes may be coming up again. And what's interesting for you, Aries, is that Mars and the North Node are conjunct in your first house. So it's really highlighting this theme again of how does a leader express themselves? What do they say? What do they wear? How do they stand? What sort of expression do they carry on their face? And you're really thinking about that, especially as it's connected to the leadership you see in the groups that you belong in. Even later in the month, on the May 22nd and May 25th, the theme comes up again. So on May 22nd, the Sun trines Pluto, and on May 25th, Venus trines Pluto. And these 2 days have a different energy. They're still around the same theme, but because the Sun and Venus are in your second house, they're highlighting more about the belief that you have in yourself that you can do it, the self-confidence that you have or don't have in yourself to be able to lead groups. Another major theme for you, Aries, in the month of May is all of the beliefs that you have that are holding you back from feeling self-confident, that are holding you back from feeling like you can take care of yourself and you don't need to rely on others, that you have your own back. One of the days when this theme might be highlighted is May 8th. This is because on May 8th, we have a new moon in Taurus in your second house. And during this new moon, the Sun in your second house sextiles Saturn in your 12th house, the place of your inner world. On May 13th, a couple of days later, Venus will sextile Saturn as well. So I really see this because Saturn is in your 12th house. It's a roadblock in your inner world, in your inner mind. I really see these couple of days as you coming to the realization that there's something in your beliefs that's holding you back from feeling confident, from feeling like you are capable of doing the hard things in life, capable of being a leader. Towards the end of the month, as the Sun and Venus are sort of moving through your second house and are about to leave it, they highlight this conversation again because they sextile Neptune, who is also in your 12th house. This energy is a bit different, even though it's about the same theme of inner mind and self-confidence. But it's not with Saturn. The sextile is not with Saturn, it's with Neptune. So there seems to be a sort of acceptance, a sense of unconditional love, a sense of letting go that's happening in your internal world. And that's having, hopefully, a positive impact on your self-confidence. But let's keep chatting about your second house. Why don't we, Aries? Because you have a lot of things happening in your second house in the month of May. You have the Sun, Venus, Jupiter, and Uranus all there. So there's a lot of focus for you in the month of May on you taking care of yourself, you feeling like you can stand on your own 2 feet and you don't need to be taken care of by others. You don't need to rely on others. Jupiter's in your second house, so you might be getting money. You might be getting a raise. Jupiter in your second house could mean that you're able to step into your self-confidence more easily. But keep in mind that we also have Uranus in your second house. So there might be unexpected, sudden developments in this area as well. It could be that one day you feel really confident, you can conquer the world, and the next day, not so much. And some of the main dates for this theme are May 13th, when the Sun conjuncts Uranus, May 18th, when Venus conjuncts Uranus and the Sun conjuncts Jupiter, and May 23rd, when Venus conjuncts Jupiter. So really for a span of 2 weeks, give or take a couple of days, you will be really focused on taking care of yourself. Before we close off this horoscope, we do have to talk about the shift in energy towards the end of May. And there's a shift in energy focused on you providing for yourself, you taking care of yourself, towards communication, stepping out towards others and how you communicate with them, but also what people are doing in your immediate surroundings. So a little bit less focus on yourself. The Sun initiates this shift of energy on the 20th of May when it enters the sign of Gemini. On May 23rd, we have a full moon in Sagittarius, which again highlights this axis of Gemini, Sagittarius, 3rd and 9th house. And sort of the final push into Gemini or 3rd house territory is Jupiter. On May 26th, Jupiter enters Gemini. This is actually quite a big deal, Aries, because Jupiter will be in your 3rd house for a whole year. So if you wanted to write something, if you wanted to give a big talk, if you wanted to improve your relationship with your siblings or with your neighbors, from May 26th for a whole year is the perfect time to do it. But in general, sort of from the 20th onwards, you are again seeing this gentle and slow focus away from providing for yourself to interacting with others and communicating in a way that they can understand you. So that's it, Aries. That's what May has in store for you. I hope you're looking forward to it. Let me know down in the comments, as May is the last month when Jupiter is in your 2nd house. Let me know how you've liked it. What happened? What did Jupiter bring for you in the last year? I would love to hear your experiences. Thank you so much for joining me, Aries, and I hope to see you again soon.